welcome again, brothers and sisters. This is another episode of Restoration Talks. I'm your brother Andy. It's good to have you guys again. And yeah, we have another episode for you guys. Restoration Talks. We'll be discussing, a little about the topic that we discussed the next day on the radio show. So I have two panel members, which I'll be discussing with, and let's get them into the live that they may introduce themselves. First, I have Samuel.
Yes, hello. Thank you for welcoming me. Yes, like you said, my name is Brother Samuel. You
Mm-hmm.
may have seen me before during the table talks, and now I'm back on the new platform on the new show on
Mm-hmm.
Restoration Talks.
Restoration talks. You got some talks for us?
We have to see what we have in store, but we have to introduce the next panel member before we can do that.
Great bridge, great bridge. And the next panel member is Ellie. What's up? We're not hearing you. You have to unmute the
Sorry,
mic.
sorry.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank
How are
you.
you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. And you?
Yo, was your week? How was your week?
How was my week? Now I was working a lot. Yeah, the weather's nice, so
Enjoying the
I,
weather, huh?
I can't complain.
Can't complain, can't complain.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm doing well also. The weather is very hot outside, so I'm trying to avoid some of the hotness that is outside because there's much hotness outside.
yeah.
So let's just dive into the meat of the day. You know what the topic is?
Singleness.
Yes, singleness.
Singleness. What comes into your minds when you think about singleness? Because if you just read that word singleness, what comes in your mind, Samuel?
Being single, I guess, just having your mind just focusing on one thing, just being
Mm-hmm.
in one accord, and
Yeah.
the other side of it, just being single, just being alone, like loneliness. It
Mm-hmm.
derives from lonely, and
Mm-hmm.
the nest just adds I think your current state of just your current state of how your relationships are and
Mm-hmm.
how
Mm-hmm.
you are as an individual.
Okay. So it's a little bit of a broad of things that come in your mind when you think about singleness.
Yes.
Okay, and Helena?
Uh, yeah. When I think about singleness, I also think like being alone.
Mm-hmm.
Not as in a negative way, but in a positive way, because being alone, you can like focus on yourself and achieve certain things you want. So that's what I think about when I think about singleness.
Mm-hmm. Because when you see the title singleness and in some of people's minds it immediately comes like single like in relationship
Mm,
type of things and And yeah, because I thought that for myself when I saw the title singleness, I thought, oh, it's going to be about relationship and how to be single and those kinds of stuff. So
uh,
that's also how that the way that I came up with the notions. I also went into that same way of thinking. Like I
yeah,
made up notions that would look like it's talking about relationship and it's also talking about relationship, but there's
yeah,
another side also, and that's just like Samuel rephrased it, like there's broader way to talk about singleness than only relationship wise. So with that being said, let's just jump into the first notion. Are you guys ready?
yes.
Yes.
You don't seem excited. Get a little bit of excited. Okay, the first notion is you can achieve more in life while being single than when you're married. And I know that you guys may think it's about married and single, but wait, I'm not going
Then
to I'm not going
Yeah,
to spill the beans yet. Let you guys think first. Samuel, what do you think?
think it's a heavy statement, but it
Mhm.
also depends on the context. Because I think marriage is also combining two people that are already working towards the best way they can present themselves, and they
Mhm.
come together to achieve more. So I would say in a marriage you could actually achieve more in life than being single. But yet again, if you are not prepared and if you have not done the things that you needed to do before being married, you can be you can how do you say, you can limit your potential because you have not already completed the things that you need to do to contribute to, yeah, to the marriage being perfect. I don't know how to rephrase it in English. That's why I'm a bit searching for words.
Yeah, yeah,
But
But
yeah.
I
when
think,
you combine your strengths, you
Mhm.
can always achieve more. So if that is even a friend that you're combining your strengths with, of uh, being able to achieve more.
Mhm.
And that's why I say when you are married and you've already done your part and the person you're marrying has also done their part, you can achieve more than being single.
Helly, what do you think?
mm,
Do you agree what he says?
yeah, yeah. I think he has he has a valid point. But what I was wondering, like, okay, what do you like need to do before? Because you said like if you have done the things like in your time when you're single,
Mhm.
and you go and you marry, and the other one has also have done the same, then you become stronger. But I was like, okay, what are the things that you need to do like before you get married to make it
Yes. Yes, that's a
become,
good question
yeah.
because that helps me to better formulate what I was trying to say. For example, education.
Yeah.
I can imagine that if you are married and you're just starting a new education, just for example, a new opleiding,
Mhm.
so a new academic studies,
Mhm.
and you are being married, you have a lot of different responsibilities that you have to take into account before even going to school. It
Yeah.
is harder for a married person to do a full-time study than
Yeah.
someone that is single. So, of course, that will limit in the things that you can achieve in life because finishing your education is simply an achievement. But if you are married and you have already taken into account that, okay, I need to achieve my education before I even go into marriage. You
Mhm.
can both use the educations that you have into combining your strengths to helping each other with things concerning, yeah, concerning to the things that you've already studied for, but also the experience that you have went through as a single person in
Yeah.
Okay.
those circumstances.
Yeah, but don't they say like two can achieve more, right?
Yes.
But how is that not net then not happening then in what you explained? Like when two people are married, then they can both make an agreement to, yeah,
But
that the
that,
person goes to study, huh?
but but he said like two can achieve more.
Yeah, that was my whole point.
That was his whole
But
point.
Mhm.
but you cannot achieve more if one gives 50%, for example, just because they are limited due to their circumstances. So for example, we Helena and I are married, for example. We need to take care of our household, but therefore we need to do groceries. We need to pay the monthly, how do you say it? So huur,
Uh,
zo zeg je dat ook in het Engels? We need to
Yeah,
pay fixed,
your
yeah,
responsibilities that you have to
yeah,
pay.
responsibilities are already there. But
But
Helena,
then,
for example, still needs to complete her she still needs to complete her studies. So therefore, she won't be able to put that much effort in work as she would have done when she's not married, because she also needs to take care of the house, and then she needs to help me to take care of the bills, but also to take care of her education. So adding those responsibilities will limit her to be able to achieve her education faster than she would if she was single. That was what I'm trying to say.
okay, then I also understood you wrong. But then again, how many couples do you see that when they're married, they still go to school?
That was not my point. My point was not going to school,
Mhm.
but if you want if you want, for example, to achieve your education,
Yeah.
so you want to go to school,
No, it was
but
an
you are
example. It was an example that I gave. It was not like I was trying to compare, but when I look to the reality, I often you see people. How do I say, they start to do less when they are married. You know, when they're not married, they put energy in so much stuff, and then when
yeah.
you see when they're married, then their life goes down. They're like, oh, I'm too busy. I have to do this at home. You see them involved lesser in certain activities, and it seems like they are achieving less than when they were alone. Do you
Yeah, but
understand what I mean?
Yeah, it
yeah,
depends on the
I think it
goals
depends
that you
on who.
set for yourself.
Yeah, I think
Wait, one people have to talk. One
yeah,
person
sorry.
has a.
I
Helena,
think
you go.
yeah, I think it depends who, yeah, who you have as a wife or as a husband,
Mhm.
because some people can, yeah, really be helpful and, yeah, helping you through, although you may go to school, because
Mhm.
I know people who are married but the one was still going to school or having an education
Mhm.
besides being married, but it's not impossible. It's like you need to do it together, like
Mhm.
what Sam was saying. So I don't think that it's impossible. But going back to the notion, you can achieve more. Yeah, I agree and also disagree,
Why do
because
you disagree? Why do you disagree?
because because what I was saying, because like if you're married, the right spouse, he or she can help you even do more whilst you are single. But I also agree, because if you are alone, you don't have to like think about another person. You're just focused on yourself. You can do what you want, you can move how you want, you can spend the money how you want, you can do like everything what you want. So
Mhm.
that's why I agree. But I think it's a, yeah, it's a very good notion to think
But
about.
let me see what somebody says in the comments.
Yeah,
Sister Amma, she says, I believe it depends on the context. Being single allows more space for you to focus on
Right.
essential things. However, under certain circumstances, two people can help each other out.
yeah, like what I
Depends.
said.
Yes, and that was what was trying to say from the beginning, that it depends on the context because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
there are,
Okay. Then
yeah,
let me bring in my context because how I want to flip it around because now
yeah,
we're talking in the sense of two people together. But you know that in the faith, right? We also understand the notion that we are also married unto Elohim, right? We are his bride and he is the groom who is coming back for his bride, right?
mm-hmm,
So, and I want to turn it around like when we're in the faith and you are walking by yourself, you're single, and let's say you don't involve Elohim in your life, like in communicate with him and discuss it like you do it in a marriage, do you think you can achieve more, or will it help you to marry, join yourself onto Elohim and him guiding you to achieve more? That's the way how I saw it, because when you
ah,
walk in singleness in this life without Elohim,
yeah,
you can do things, but when you choose to connect yourself to him, being married, being his bride and he the groom, then you can achieve more. Just like in a marriage, when you are married, you
yeah,
are discussing in you, yeah, discussing with your spouse, and
yeah,
then like Samuel said, you can achieve more because when you are, yeah, you're two people and combining the knowledge that you have, you can achieve more. So that's the way how I saw it. So how,
uh,
what would you guys think about it? You didn't thought about it that way, or what?
no,
no, because it's a little bit conflicting with
yeah,
the way you yeah stated the notion.
Yeah,
It,
I purposely did
it's
that. I
yeah,
like to confuse the people because people think like this. It's talking about married and single as in human beings, but the word also teaches like we are married unto Elohim and we are His bride, and that's what I wanted to people to also consider that part of the notion.
yeah, yeah. If you say, yeah, of course, we can't do anything without Elohim. Like he has brought us on this earth, and I think it's easier said than done. Like because Elohim is someone you cannot see him. If you're married, you can see your wife, you can see your husband. So
Mhm.
it's easy to like communicate. But I think when it comes to Elohim, it really has to do also with your faith and also your works. Like, okay, it's one thing to say like, okay, I believe in him, but
Mhm.
what do you show? Because he also needs to like see your works. So I
Yeah.
think when it comes to the relation with Elohim, it also has to do with your faith and also what you said. Yeah, communicating. Although sometimes you may think like, but I don't see difference of, or I don't hear the answers. But I think you need to like look at the bigger picture and towards the goal, and that's yeah, becoming a righteous person. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Do you guys want to say anything about the notion, or so we move on to the next one?
Yeah, we can
Mm,
move on.
Next
yeah.
one, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just close this thing here because I don't want to hear smell people's cooking. So let's go. The next notion is drum roll. Staying
Things.
single for too long is unhealthy. And there's also a twist what I just did. So start to think maybe what I tried to say. Staying single for too long is unhealthy. Sam,
Yeah, I I really don't have an opinion on this.
you're lost.
Yeah, for this one, I don't have
Okay,
an
next.
opinion on it
Diana.
because
Unhealthy. What is
I
unhealthy?
don't.
But unhealthy though.
Yeah, that was the question I wanted to ask. I
And
don't know.
Unhealthy.
what does it do with your health? Or yeah, like you yeah, what do you mean?
You have
Is-
mental health, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah,
but then you mean saying for too long isn't good for your mental health.
I know some people lose their mind because they're single for too long, eh? They start doing
yeah,
they start being taught to compromise in their mindset. They're like, I settle for less. They maybe go to the what do you say? To the red light district because they cannot find a spouse. It's that those aren't healthy things, right?
Oh, that's what
yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like staying single for too long may cause you to have an unhealthy mindset.
yeah, okay,
So
maybe and
Okay,
the mindset
so
was needed in the notion, but okay.
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
so being single while not choosing to be single. So you actually seek a relationship, but you maybe have not found the right spouse, and being in such a situation can be mentally unhealthy. Is that what you mean? Because if you choose to be single, I don't, yeah, it's a choice that you make, but that's
Mhm.
why I didn't see the unhealthy part about it because someone makes a decision like that based on, yeah, some grounds. So, for example, someone wants to be single so you can be able to achieve more in life, as we
Yeah.
just discussed before.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
someone can also be single while being desperate to seek for a relationship, and I can see that is very unhealthy because
Yeah,
then you're experiencing loneliness.
Yeah.
Then you're not just being single, but you're also lonely because you seek company from a spouse, but you can't seem to find the right spouse.
Yeah, exactly. So we see that there are two categories.
yeah,
There's a person that chooses to be single because of they want to focus for their goals, and you have the other what Sam just explained.
yeah.
So yeah,
That,
that's a good one.
that's a good
So
one.
that
Yeah,
that's why I phrase the notion like this to leave it in the middle, and then we can come up
yeah.
with the thing. So that's a good one. I wonder what the people at home think. But Helly,
Yeah.
what do you have something to add?
Uh, no, but like I can imagine that maybe the desperate part can be um can be very
Why
yeah
are you laughing?
for someone. Huh?
I'm sorry because of Shalom.
Oh,
No, continue.
oh yeah, it can be very how do you say it? Disturbing for someone because you're longing for a relationship but you're not getting. So like it, I was yeah, I can't relate.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry. I'm
I'm
You're
sorry.
distracting people.
I'm just
Yeah.
uh, yeah, no, it's okay.
No, I understood it, but Shalom is is distracting me. But let me see. What I meant with the notion was actually
Oh yeah, what do you mean? Yeah.
um like when the
That's it.
first one I linked it to Elohim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And staying single for too long is unhealthy because I linked it like when you're single for too long, not involving Elohim in your life,
Mm-hmm.
aka being single, walking by yourself in this world, trusting, leaning upon your own understanding, it can lead to an unhealthy lifestyle. You'll
Yeah,
start
yeah,
to
yeah,
fall into sin, you'll start to deviate or do crazy things. And when you again choose to marry onto Elohim, you choose to be part of his bride, and then you go into a covenant with him, then um it's better. It's the earlier you start with that, like the Bible says, remember your creator in the days of
yeah.
your youth.
You.
The
Mm-hmm.
earlier you start with that union, it will be beneficial onto you.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
staying single for too long, staying single without Elohim in your life for too long, can lead to an unhealthy lifestyle. I can show you people which would that happen to. So that's
Yeah,
what
Yeah.
I um tried to
yeah,
think about when I brought up that notion.
yeah. I
I can
think
imagine.
yeah, because I think on a longer run, the more you like yeah, I would say like run away from Elohim, um, the more you become more involved in the things of the world.
Hmm.
That yeah, you will not even like be able to like think straight anymore, and you will have doubts. But that is because you have not built a relationship with Elohim, and yeah, I think that's yeah pretty straightforward. So
Yeah,
yeah.
because how would you guys deal with it? Like when you're single for too long without Elohim. Have you guys? How old were you when you involved Elohim in your life, for example?
Uh,
Or
mm,
from did you grow up with in the church, or was it a certain age? Like some people would come with their stories, like they repented when they were 20s, or those kinds of stories.
Mm.
yeah, I went to church like when I was small, but I think it really started when I was 16, I think. Then I joined the Bible study class, but that wasn't even immediately like, oh, I surrendered life. I was just like going to the studies and like, and then for a while, um, I was uh, sorry, I was distracted. um, like then a certain while, just I was interested for myself, and then also asking certain questions. But I think what you said was a good one because the road isn't like smooth. It has ups and downs. You have times when you're just like feeling like, okay, am I doing something right? It's like having doubts. Do I really believe, yes or no? So I think it's a rocky road. Um, Sorry, I lost the question, but it's because my phone.
I asked you,
Yeah.
did you know
Oh yeah.
Elohim? Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it again?
Yeah, I got it again. Yeah,
Okay.
it was like when do I started my work, right? Yeah, like I said, I was 16, but it didn't start immediately. But like if I look back onto the road, like until now I also had like periods when I felt disconnected because I wasn't really like seeking Elohim. I was just doing my own things, and then I feel really like a void within. So I agree that if you do that for too long, your mindset it will become like different. So
Hmm.
yeah, so I do agree. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and how was it for you?
How it was for me?
Yeah,
It's a good question because when I grew up, I grew up in the church, but I wasn't really involved. I just went, and at a certain age, I started to make a choice for myself. It was at age 16, and
yeah,
then but but I really didn't experience it like the notion says staying single for too long because at an early age I didn't have the story like I repented when I was 30 or 25. I really started early to seek after Elohim. So yeah, but I've heard stories from people that at an old age they just repented, and when I hear those stories, it's kind of heartbreaking. Like people have already messed up their whole life,
yeah,
and then just as the notion says, staying single for too long without Elohim in your life, it's a little bit hard, and it's really hard then to be joined onto Elohim if you have been stayed single without Elohim in your life for so long.
yeah,
So I really would advise people at home, seek Elohim in your youth. It can spare you lots of trouble.
yeah.
So yeah, Sam, you're quiet.
Yes, you
You,
guys were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt. But what I also wanted to say is
mhm,
from the perspective and how you rephrased it,
mhm,
it is also unhealthy because of course when you're single you just focus on yourself.
mhm,
So when you do that over a prolonged period of time, you can also become quite selfish, and because you're also not used to taking accountability for something that you may do towards someone else, or in this case towards Elohim, you
Mhm.
will not you will not immediately recognize that what you do will also affect others and also other people. So you can
Mhm.
create a selfish mindset, and
Mhm.
also a lack of accountability. That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to add.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. As you said that, indeed, what you made a valid point. Like when you said, like when you're single for too long, you start to only think in a selfish mindset. Like you don't have to consider other things or people, and that can may also be an unhealthy trait that you take into a union when you end up marrying someone.
One.
Like you
Yeah.
have been single for so long, you have to adapt to a relationship or a marriage.
Yeah.
So
True.
that's also something to be careful of. I see someone is saying something in the comment. Let's see what they. Oh, she's asking us a question, the sister Ama. How do you guys try to obtain singleness of heart in your daily walk? Ah, Helena, how do you try to
Uh,
obtain singleness of heart in your daily walk?
that's a good question. I would say that, to be honest, I think I can put I can how do you say it? Um I need to take more benefit of the time that I have right now being alone, but I found myself sometimes like being on the like relaxing mode.
Mhm.
And that's because I can be a person that wat zeg ik? Uitstellen,
Mhm.
procrastinate, uh
Procrastinate.
procrastinate a lot. So like that has influence on me. I've noticed.
Mhm.
So but what I really want to try to do is like really make good use of my time. Does not not spending it the way I want. Like I was thinking today, like now it is summer, it's hot. I just want to do like fun stuff. And then I like forget doing things that will benefit me spiritually.
Mhm.
So that's something that I'm still working on and want to work on. So yeah, that's it for me. Yeah,
Okay.
good question.
And
Yeah,
I myself, how I try to obtain singleness of heart in my daily walk is yeah, I try to fill my day up with things that keep me focused, because when you start to um yeah, stay stagnant and don't involve yourself in things, then the
yeah,
world will influence you into doing crazy things.
yeah.
So I
Agree.
try to fill up my days as much as possible with things that keep me busy and keep me focused on my goal. So you
Yeah,
first have a goal when you're heading to, and then you fill your day up with things that add or will be beneficial for you in achieving that goal. So for
yeah,
example, if my goal is to get more knowledge about the scripture, then I want to yeah, imply in my daily planning reading the word, listening
yeah,
to a message, or yeah, instead of going to parties or those kinds of things, I skip those things and yeah, involve my time with things that help reach my goal faster.
yeah. True.
So those
Yeah,
are the things, for example, how I try to obtain singleness of heart.
yeah,
And how do you do some?
Yes, for me, it was also something that I myself still find struggles with. And for me, it's especially in my mind. So singleness in heart also means for me singleness in mind. So having a peace of mind, and also just uh, how do you say uh, Elohim meer betrekken in mijn gedachtes. I just lost the words. I don't know how.
Involve Elohim more,
Popping
more
in.
in your mind,
Yeah, and yeah,
in
in
your
my train of
thoughts.
thoughts also, because that's something that I've lacked, and that's why then singleness of heart becomes much harder, because other things may enter into your mind as a priority.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
placing Elohim more in my thoughts, also meditating more upon it,
Mhm.
and then also just position your thoughts in your mind. So what is important and what is not, so that
Mhm.
that may dwell in my mind even when I'm not thinking for myself, but that the thoughts that come into my mind will be of that of Elohim.
Mhm.
yeah. Good point.
Okay, that's clear. That's clear. So we came at the end of the show. Do you guys have any last words for us?
Yeah, being single, you can feel some lonely sometimes, but I would say just keep it easy. Don't rush yourself. Like okay, I will take it two sides because one side was Elohim. You
Mm-hmm.
have to have patience. You need to put work on it if you really want a relation with Elohim. So I would say like have patience
Mm-hmm.
because at the end, the reward is great. And for the other side, maybe you're wanting to having a relationship. The right one will come your way if you also trust in Elohim. Just stay patient. Don't rush things because it can be a very it could be very pity if you end up with the right person. So
Yeah.
that's what I yeah.
So that was our sister Helena. Thank you for that, and we hope to see you another time. Bye.
Yes,
Bye.
bye.
There's some play to it. It's your
Oh,
turn.
but she just left, so I
Your
thought
left words now. We're building it
my
down.
yeah, my last words is for both sides, like Helena just said, is
Mm-hmm.
to have patience. Because whether you're seeking a relationship and you're desperate because you're not finding the right one, you have to be patient. And also, when you're in a single mind, just to achieve more, just to attain more things in your life that you are not able to when you know you are married or in a relationship, you should
Mm-hmm.
also be patient to achieve those things first, and then afterwards, I think focus on a union.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that were your final words. Thank you again, and we hope to see you on next time. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Have a nice
Yes.
day.
Yeah. So people, that again was another episode of Restoration Talks. The topic was singleness. So tomorrow we have the live show on the radio show on Facebook Live and YouTube. So we'll be discussing the topic singleness, and the theme is how to grow spiritually. So make sure to tune in. Starts at 12 p.m. till 2 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This was Restoration Talks, the hour of restoration. I was your brother Randy, and we hope to see you again next time every Friday, 7 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This was Restoration Talk. See you next week.